Hey everyone, Mike Clark here, and today I'm with Joy Paith with Age Smart Community Resources, a great local organization that helps individuals, senior citizens in many, many ways. So thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. We're so happy to be able to share the good work we do.
Yeah. The other side of it is you have their children. They're 50, they're 45, they're 55, they're 60. And they're taking care of their parents. They're helping them in the form of feeding them, bathing them, just doing many things. And that the burden that has on that child, I can't help but think you have resources to be able to help them and maybe improve upon the situation in many ways.
We do. Depending on somebody's income, there's a community care program in the state of Illinois, and the Southwestern Illinois Visiting Nurse Association will do an in-home assessment, and they can recommend either adult day, homemaker service, emergency call buttons are part of this, and then there's a lot of private duty home care, which is a solution for people sometimes that's very costly. There are many types of caregivers, so if you think that you're out there going, well, I don't do all that for my family.
Right.
It's okay. There's everything from the person that's going to put themselves in the grave to keep somebody at home to
Right.
that I don't want anything to do with this, and then everybody in between. So I think there's resources, and that's one thing to know, and our staff can kind of talk through, well, where are you with this? And it's what goes around comes around too. You know, if families have different structures and they, you know, how the caregiver or the family member was a parent, how they could be
The family
dynamics. That is probably the most challenging thing of anything we do is family dynamics.
Oh, it has to be.
But almost everybody we encounter these days, when we're at a civic event or whatever it is, and we speak in public, caregiving is up there.
Yeah.
Where it hasn't been in the past, but where almost everybody you encounter has had some kind of caregiving experience, even if they don't call themselves a caregiver.
For sure.
Making sure that mom and dad gets, you know, their groceries, and are just eating right. So.
Yeah. You talked earlier about the mental health, the overall health of the caregiver. I never thought of it like that, right? But if you can't, how does the saying go that if you're in an airplane, oxygen mask comes down, you have to, right? You have to focus on yourself first, because if you can't function, then you can't help anyone else.
Right.
So it's great that you're doing some innovative things to be able to help them.
We also have a caregiver counseling program, so it's not helping that person find the benefits to help them with caregiving, because we've got specialists that are trained in all those counties that do that kind of service. But the counselor is a trained clinical counselor who can just kind of talk through all of those heart-wrenching. I mean, when you have families and competing values, it's exhausting. So they just talk through that, which is really a tremendous service, and we wish more people took advantage of it.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, you know, it's still, I don't want to go to a mental health counselor.
Yeah.
You know, it's taboo, which is unfortunate.
But thankfully it is coming around.
Yeah, behavioral health is
really
as important as physical health.
Oh, and I see it all the time, especially, I mean, you see it too, when someone's lost their spouse of 50 years, 40 years, 60 years, their will to live is all but gone. It's sad. So it's important to be able to help them deal with that in the best way that they possibly can.
Right, it's that same kind of change that you talked about when somebody retires and they haven't really thought about, I could sleep in today, but then what am I going to do next week?
Yes.
And then the next week. So yeah, what do I do when I've lost my spouse? How do I move on? And there's some creative programs, and I think our senior centers are great opportunities for people to meet and engage with people. So.
Yeah.